What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, back at y'all with another one. So, undefeated Mexican lightweight superstar title contender King Ryan Garcia, he states that undefeated, unified IBF, WBA, WBO, Ring Magazine, WBC franchise champion Teofimo Lopez, superstar world champion, should be fighting undefeated WBC lightweight world champion superstar boxer Devin the Dream Haney in his next fight. He states that he's looking to secure a fight with undefeated two division world champion who simultaneously holds the WBA at 130 and 135, Gervonta Tank Davis, in his next fight if he can't secure a showdown with 8 division legendary Filipino iconic superstar boxer Manny Pac-Man Pacquiao. And he was not happy that Oscar De La Hoya essentially has no more interest in trying to contact and reach out to to Manny Pacquiao, as he stated that he can't get in contact with Manny Pacquiao and his team, and that fight has went by the wayside. With that said, Ryan Garcia, he's stating that Teofimo Lopez should be fighting Devin Haney. He says that should be the official undisputed showdown. And he believes that since Nakatani 3 fights ago gave Teofimo Lopez all types of trouble with his boxing ability and his range and the control of distance, he believes that Devin Haney, slicker, quicker, more athletic, higher ring IQ version of Nakatani, will beat Teofimo Lopez should they face off against one another. He says he don't believe that Devin Haney would just go in there and completely outclass Teofimo Lopez, but he believes that Devin Haney definitely will win the fight. And he says that he believes that Teofimo Lopez may have hesitation because he too may believe that Devin Haney is going to win the fight. But he stated that he wants to fight Tank Davis, then he wants to fight the winner of that fight. He says that he believes also that Devin Haney is a bad matchup for Gervonta Tank Davis as well. He believes that Devin Haney beats Gervonta Tank Davis as well. He says that Devin Haney is a great boxer. He has a high ring IQ, and he has respectable power. Some people don't think that he has power, but he definitely has respectable power. With that said, oddly enough, ironically, Ryan Garcia, he defeated Olympic gold medalist, British lightweight superstar title contender Luke Campbell in his last fight, in which he was floored in the second round, got up and stopped Luke Campbell in the 7th round. But they fought to be Devin Haney's mandatory challenger, and he should be fighting Devin Haney as well. If he can't secure a fight with Manny Pacquiao, which is, in my opinion, completely absurd because he hasn't done much in the sport of boxing to garner a fight with Manny Pacquiao, and Manny Pacquiao should have other options on the table, bigger options on the table. This is not to downplay Ryan Garcia's star power, but there's bigger fights for Manny Pacquiao in his weight class, legacy fights that he should be taking on, not taking on Ryan Garcia. But with that said, Ryan Garcia has been calling out Gervonta Tank Davis for quite some time, and it seemed like that fight was on the verge of coming to fruition until Ryan Garcia, he simply took a turn left and he decided that he wanted to fight Manny Pacquiao, or should I say, Manny Pacquiao showed interest in fighting Ryan Garcia, and then Ryan Garcia, he entertains it because that's a legacy fight, right? It's a dream come true for Ryan Garcia. So Ryan Garcia, he definitely wants to fight with Manny Pacquiao if he could secure that fight. With that said, Devin Haney, I believe, has the best skills of them all, and Ryan Garcia believes that as well. Ryan Garcia says that if and when he fights Devin Haney, that's going to be a super fight. He says that he still believes that he'll beat Devin Haney, but he believes that's a super fight. It's a reason why Ryan Garcia has tons and tons of respect for the skill set of Devin Haney. He stated that, Teofimo Lopez understands, he's been in sparring with Devin Haney. He understands, what it's like to box Devin Haney. He's a great boxer, that he's very slick, he's very quick, he has a high ring IQ, and he has respectable power. And he's only getting better with experience every day. There's reports that Devin Haney could possibly face off against Jorge Linares in his next fight, since he can't secure an undisputed showdown with Teofimo Lopez. And Ryan Garcia says that if Devin Haney is available, and Teofimo Lopez wasn't forced to fight his IBF mandatory challenger in George Kambosos Jr., undefeated Australian title contender, then he should have went the route of fighting Devin Haney, because essentially the belts don't hold as much weight as they once did. So he says that, we are, and I agree with him. He says we are, we make the belts. The belt don't make us. He says once upon a time, people talked about, the belts and it what it means for your legacy. And he states that that's no longer the case. He states that when you look at figures like Muhammad Ali within the sport of boxing, he says that Muhammad Ali, people remember Muhammad Ali. They don't remember which belts he held and which belts he didn't hold in his career. Same goes for Floyd Mayweather. Now we understand that the WBC sanction body, they put on Floyd Mayweather on their belt. Now his face will be engraved on every WBC belt moving forward, like Muhammad Ali is, and Mauricio Suleiman Sr. So with that said, he says that the belts don't hold as much weight as they once did. They don't mean what they once were. He said they're shiny, they look nice. He says, I could call myself a champion right now, but I don't do that because I'm not officially a champion. And I have to respect Ryan Garcia for saying that, right? The reason I have to respect him for that is because you have guys that are interim champions. You have guys that are, silver champions, and, they're perceived as champions within the sport of boxing, officially. And he says that it's just too many belts. It's watered down the sport of boxing, and he has no interest. If he fights for the belts, absolutely, he wants the belts, but he's not going to chase the belts, right? So he says that Teofimo Lopez, if he was in a position where he could have fought Devin Haney in a massive fight, and it could have been for undisputed, because that's another situation. Now he's the WBC franchise champion, and the WBC announced that they're going to make him the super champion, and Devin Haney's the regular champion. It just waters down the sport of boxing, right? And Ryan Garcia is 1,000% correct when he says that the belts are watering down the sport. We make the belts don't make us. And he's absolutely right? It's not the belt, it's the man holding the belt, right? I always say that, okay? And so with that said, yes, in my opinion, it means something to, be a world champion. It means something to, become undisputed, because not too many people within the sport of boxing have become undisputed. It's a small fraternity, and, to be unified and such, right? And that means something. Now you have Devin Haney, who is available, and Teofimo Lopez should be fighting Devin Haney, and that could officially brand, who is the undisputed lightweight champion, to hold all four belts, And Teofimo Lopez has stated that the IBF informed him that they would strip him of the belt if he indeed didn't fight George Kambosos Jr. Well, then the IBF and his manager and Bob Arum, they states that he wouldn't have gotten stripped. He could have got, an exemption if he would have, informed the IBF, that he indeed wanted to go into a unification bout, undisputed bout with Devin Haney. They would have given him a pass. Okay, so Teofimo Lopez, he petitioned Bob Arum and and Top Rank and ESPN, for his minimum of $1.25 million, instead of going into a massive fight showdown with Devin Haney for $4 million on the zone. Now, Bob Arum is allowing it to go to purse bid on February 18th, and the zone could win it. A plethora of other platforms could bid and win the Teofimo Lopez George Kambosos fight, and essentially pay Teofimo Lopez what they so choose, and he have to fight on their platform. And Bob Arum is not appalled to it. He says that whoever gets the fight, hats off to them. Okay, so he doesn't value this fight in high standards, and neither does ESPN, and they're not going to kick, scratch, and claw to make this fight happen on their platform. They are willing to allow it to go to a whole nother platform. That speaks volumes, and that tells you everything you need to know about the quality of this fight between Teofimo Lopez and George Kambosos. And his manager stated that they could have petitioned the IBF to not have to fight George Kambosos if Bob Arum and Top Rank and ESPN didn't view this fight and hold it in high standards, so in high regard. So, that just lets you know he chose to go this route. instead of going the route of fighting Devin Haney. And he continues to tell everybody that Devin Haney hasn't fought anybody. Okay, well, if that's the case, none of these fights will ever be made. But stylistically, I think that Teofimo Lopez and Devin Haney is a great fight, right? Ryan Garcia also stated that he thought if the fight between Lomachenko and Teofimo Lopez would have went 15 rounds, Teofimo Lopez would have lost that fight. Vasyl Lomachenko, Ryan has a point because Vasyl Lomachenko definitely was coming on. I believe he clearly won the 8th, 9th, 10th, and 11th round, all back-to-back. The problem is he was so far behind because I thought he clearly lost the first 7 rounds, definitely the first 6 rounds, and he clearly lost the 12th round. And Ryan Garcia stated Teofimo won the 12th round because he knew there was no more time left, so he went for broke in that round, and he pressed the action. So I do believe that as well. But he says Devin Haney's skill set, Devin Haney's ring IQ would be enough to beat Teofimo Lopez, and that's probably why he hesitated. And I believe that speaks true also for Ryan Garcia. He knows what Devin Haney represents as well. But let's see how this all unfolds and plays out. Drop a comment in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think. Y'all already know what it is. It's your boy Blue Blood Sports TV. Hate, like, comment, and subscribe. If you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell icon to get all the new notification. Follow me on Instagram at Blood Sports TV, all one word. Y'all already know what it is. Shout out to the entire LDBC. Shout out to New Media. Shout out to Black Media Row. Make sure you like and share these videos. That's all I got for y'all. Peace.